Man, I'm just, like I said, I feel like a kid up here, man, because you always, I feel like as an O-lineman, you got guys who you want to protect. And he's one of those guys I would love to, like I said, I always wanted to protect. And, that's reality, I plan on doing just that.
I think we're all of the opinion that the only reason he's here for us to pick at 18 is probably because of the fact that he only has 8 starts. And had he gotten through a season, played this whole season the way he played in the tape that we saw, there's a very low chance that we're even having an opportunity to pick him.
Howdy and welcome on in, Cincinnati Bengals faithful, Who Dey Nation, the beautiful city of Cincinnati. Welcome on in. And if you're not from, I'm not from Cincinnati. I'm all over the place, Army kid, but I became a Bengals fan at an early age, and I love this draft. We did so good, and of course, as a Bengals fan, you're thinking like, no, we should do this. No, we should do this. No, we should do that. And then when the team, right, when Zach and Duke Tobin and Pitch, when they go ahead and make a play for a player, you're like, that's what we needed. That's the better pick. Y'all are right. And usually, in my personal opinion, it may not go as that way. This has to be one of my favorite draft selections that the Bengals have done since that 2020 March. We got Joe Burrow. We got T. Higgins in the second. That was the draft where we got Logan and Akeem Davis-Gaither. So we were doing some really good things in that 2020 draft. And I think this is going to be another electrifying draft that we're going to be talking about for a few years. First pick, let's go ahead and get into it. Amarius Mims, right tackle out of Georgia. Big boy. He's about 6'8", 340 pounds of all man, no boy. There is going to be this alluring, just very cosmic wave of this 8 games he's only started. He's only started 8 games. 8 games. What did he do in those 8 games? I of course, now that he's on my team, I'm going to be more in the driver's seat of defending this argument. I'm so happy that I saw Amarius Mims. I was at Puckers out here in Austin, Texas. I was at Puckers, and the guy, he comes around and he says, who's going to be the pick? I said Jared Verse, right? We're having this whole thing with Trey Hendrickson. It's up in the air. I don't know what his deal is. He's had a great season, so he probably wants to get paid. We're not going to do that. It's Cincinnati. So I was like, Jared Verse. This is the time where he comes off the board. And I see Amarius Mims. And literally in real time, I'm like, oh, yes. Trent Brown's only on the 1 year. We get this 6'8" national champion. He was I think he said he was a 3-time SEC student athlete, had really good grades. This is a hardworking athlete. And yes, the aside of the 8 games, that really doesn't bother me. It is the injuries. It's a freak injury consistency that he's been having. Bad luck, as you might see. And there's been a little bit of a wave of some Bengals next 10 years while Joe Burrow is our starting quarterback. And I love this approach because it's not rushed. I wanted Jared Verse to be pushed into the position of where Trey Hendrickson is, and it was going to be rushed. That was a rushed pick to have Jared Verse in that D-line immediately. But we have Amarius Mims, a kid that when you hear all of the pro analysts pretty much say, yo, this kid, he's only started 8 games, but he's not a project. He's not someone that you need to really zone in on and teach him this and carry his hand this way and position his body. He gets the game of football. It's just not replicated so many times in real life. His first start, ladies and gentlemen, was the Georgia versus Ohio State National Championship. He got the heads up right before the game saying, hey, you're starting at right tackle from his coach, and he played flawless. In his 3 years, he has not let up a sack. And of course, you want to say, well, that snap count is not even at 1,000 for his entire 3 years of starting, but it's still good. And if you turn on the film, and this is the thing with statistics, this is the thing with numbers, sometimes you got to put it away. You got to put away the numbers. What do you see? You see a 6'8" man under control. You see a 6'8" man with good feet, with crazy arm length, that when it does get to a point to run the ball, he's able to get low and show his force, show his strength. And I'm just up in arms because, we have the Cordell Volson at left guard, and of course, he's currently our weakest link on the offensive line. I would love for him to get things acclimated, to get things rolling, and to be a better offensive lineman for the team. But if he is not it, to get Amarius Mims right there into that left guard spot as a rookie, or you just have him in the background, be a swing tackle. Anytime we do a tackle over set that we will be doing from time to time, you see his big behind going on in there, and it looked beautiful. And of course, we already know, you've already heard it, you have Orlando Brown and Trent Brown. Those are the two 6'8" icons that he's going to be able to learn how to play the tackle position from. And so it's just a beautiful opportunity for us to really get a staple tackle for Joe Burrow in the upcoming future. So you see in this past season, he only had 297 snaps, no sacks though, no hits in his 3 years at Georgia in the SEC. And guys, when you look at his film, he is so in control of the situation. He's never rushed. I think he's polished. People are going to say he's not polished. I think he is polished. And I just think he is just so naturally gifted to be a tackle in the National Football League. And so I talked a lot about him. Let's go to Chris Jenkins, our second round pick. I love it a lot. I think with just this is just a draft that just shows what the Bengals are trying to do. We want to go after national champions. You see it with Amarius Mims in the first round. You see it with Chris Jenkins, Michigan national championship in the second round, and the Jermaine Burton, I think it was his freshman year where he won the national championship. Like, there is a clear-cut message that we like the big programs where the lights are bright. And the team wins a lot. The culture is about winning. It's about the program being bigger than you. I love that our organization is clearly putting that forth. And so with Chris Jenkins, you already know his father was a big-time defensive tackle. He's not a Hall of Famer, but it's been quoted by multiple sources that by the time when he was in the league, I was way too young, so I'm not going to talk as if I know. But when Chris Jenkins Sr. was in the league, he was regarded as one of the top defensive tackles in the league. And so to get a younger version of this guy, I think he is very similarly built, not like Aaron Donald, but just that shorter, stockier, maybe Geno Atkinsy a little bit, but athletically gifted. He's going to be able to play up and down the defensive line. He's going to be able to give, BJ Hill, which is why I think we went McKinley Jackson in the fourth round. Guys, BJ Hill's been playing great. He's getting up to contract time, and I think there's going to be a departure, and so I think that really illuminates the McKinley Jackson pick that we did in the fourth. But Chris Jenkins, I think he's going to show up great things in training camp, rookie training camp, and then preseason. He's going to be playing early, guys. He is a bona fide run stopper, so he's going to be able to learn a lot from Sheldon Rankins. And really, he's not going to replace what DJ Reader did. I'm not going to say that. DJ Reader is one of the best run stoppers in the league, like full stop. But I will say, this kid is going to be able to do some great things. He's smaller, he is compact, he's quick off the line. And gosh darn it, I don't want to say he's Aaron Donald because he's not, because he doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that one arm push a human being out of the way. But he has an electrifying aptitude of moving up. And, his pass rush is not the greatest, but his ability to stop runners, it's so beautiful to watch. And I think just a matter of time till he learns more moves, gets acclimated, gets his NFL strength in, learn a little bit more tips from Papa. I think it's just a matter of time till he's one of those top dudes in the NFL. And then our third pick, Jermaine Burton. This has to be one of the more surprising picks. I think at this point in time, I think I was thinking what if we go Peyton Wilson? We take a flyer on an athletic linebacker. I didn't know what I was really thinking. I didn't know what I was really wanting. But when I saw Jermaine Burton, I was like, And then of course you saw, TJ Hushmanzada, he was like, I've been training this guy since he was a kid. And I'm like, wait, what? And so with Jermaine Burton, you have a couple of things. I hope it's not, hope the Charlie Jones saga isn't over already, because I thought I believed he would be our slot of the future. But you have the whole T. Higgins thing is up in the air. And beautifully, as you may know, Jermaine Burton, he is a burner 4-4-5 type of guy. He can play inside, he can't play outside. So if things don't really beautifully work out with T, maybe him and Andre Yoshibas are going to be our outside dudes. Maybe Jermaine Burton can come inside. Pause on that one, big time. And then, of course, I love Charlie. He can go outside. He played outside at Purdue. And so there's a lot of beautiful things that the Bengals did. We got a burner. We got a threat down the field. And that's what I really, really wanted. I want the Steelers to be scared of something burning them over the top. I want the Ravens to have to back up those safeties a little bit more as they play their too high shell, because they're gonna double team T, they're gonna double team Jamar. So you better have your slot corner ready, because we have a burner now. You know, Tyler Boyd, unfortunately, he's not gonna freaking threaten anybody with his legs, you know, burner style. So it was so beautiful to see us get a threat down the field. And this kid with Jermaine Burton, you can get, you know, Xavier Worthy, you can get a burner down the field, right? A really, really fast guy. But is it going to be a consistent catch? You know, is it going to be two hands? Is he a body catcher or is he a hand catcher? Jermaine Burton is a bona fide hand catcher. And when the ball is up in the air, it's 50-50, and you have a slot corner on you, and Jermaine has a better eye, better option to go get the ball, it's going to be his more than likely. And if you're looking at stats and you're saying, oh, he didn't do this, he did the quarterback play at Alabama in his last season, it wasn't beautiful. The whole scheme was run the ball, throw it deep. And so he did a lot of great things for what he had at the quarterback option. And so I am ecstatic. And we'll go on McKinley Jackson real quick, you know, just a nose tackle. I think he might be the option to really replace DJ Reader in the future, just to be our nose guy first and second down. I think Chris Jenkins, I think he is truly going to be the BJ Hill replacement in the next couple of seasons, because I just think BJ has been playing at a high level, and he's going to want to get paid, but I just don't think we're going to be able to keep him. And so having Chris Jenkins and McKinley Jackson in that defensive line room where it's Trey, Sam, BJ, and now Sheldon Rankins, I think it's going to be so much growth, so much learning. It's going to be an open book, and I'm just excited for this draft of picks that we've got. We have Eric All, an Iowa tight end. I think it's clear that we're trying to get a run after catch guy. I really love Mike Gesicki, but he does not have run after catch abilities. But this kid started at Michigan, then transferred to Iowa. He has injury concerns, of course, and that's another thing that I'm seeing. The Bengals are seeing injuries, and usually we stay far, far away from injury-riddled players, but it seems like we're heading at it full steam ahead. Let me know what you guys think about all the picks that we have. There are a few other picks that I didn't go into. Of course, let's have a conversation in the comments. Let me know. Let's have a good time. We did a great job, guys. Like, legit. Like, comment, and subscribe.